Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Don't go away. On this show, Sean Okeane with Garrett Excavating is sharing why, as a man of faith, and his company are involved at Second Chance Youth Ranch. We'll be right back. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm your host, Perry Black, and on this show we have a special personal friend and a very special ranch friend, Sean Okeane. Sean, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Second Chance Ranch TV. Now, this show airs on Thursday night, 11 p.m. on Victory Television Network, and it's really got a great audience out there. And so I want to encourage our audience to let us know that you're watching, and these shows are making a huge difference. It is making a huge difference in foster care in the lives of young people. Sean, tell me a little bit about you. Some people may know you, but before we get to know where you grew up, I grew up in Jonesboro. I just quit growing at a very early age. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Hot Springs.
So there are some people in Hot Springs. Mm-hmm. That's where I live, on Lake Hamilton. They probably know you. They're probably looking right now. That looks like Sean Okeane. Right. So I know a little of your story, but people watching that don't know you from Hot Springs may not know your story. So tell me, you grew up in Hot Springs. Where did you go to school?
Went to Lake Hamilton till junior high and left, went to private school.
All right, stop right there. I'm going to interrupt you on this because we want to get to know why did you leave public school and end up at private school, and what was the private school?
So my family felt that it would be good for me to have a Christian education. We were very involved with school. Lake Hamilton was just continuing to grow, was getting larger and larger from the little bedroom community that we initially lived in.
Was Dr. Anderson the super back then?
He was. Yeah. And so we left in 7th grade, went to Christian Ministries Academy.
Which is?
Brook Hill Ranch Summer Camp, Christian Ministries Church.
Hetty Lou Brooks. Yeah.
That's right. And graduated from there. Met my wife there. Absolute God thing for all the way around. So.
Now, but weren't you a basketball player?
I was. I played basketball all the way through school, matter of fact, and had a lot of fun doing that. So.
What happened what year did you end up going to Brook Hill Ranch School? What's the name of the school again?
The Christian Ministries Academy.
Christian Ministries Academy.
Right.
What was going on? Was your dad seeing a teenager needing a little Christian assistance?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. I was always a pretty good kid, but there was a number of factors that led us there, but boy, was it not a God thing in my life. Going to Christian Ministries Academy, CMA, as they refer to it, was a defining moment in my life. It allowed me to grow as a man.
Yeah.
It taught me a better way to lead. It taught me to speak in front of people. People like Hetty Lou Brooks just pouring into my life.
Did you know the Brooks?
Did not.
Before that?
Not prior to that. Yeah. It's a kind of a crazy story how I even ended up there, but the basketball coach at the time, Kyle West, just continued to call me. Said, I feel like God has called you to come to our school, and not to play basketball, but just to be a part of what's going on. And it was absolutely a life-changing moment for me. As I said, I met my wife there. We were high school sweethearts. We've been married now for 22 years. She was 16 and I was 17.
And y'all been married how long?
22 years.
Now, y'all lived in the Saline County area for a number of years.
Until the last 2 years.
And then you moved to Northwest Arkansas.
That's correct. We live in Bentonville now.
And on your shirt, Deco, that's a company that you and Garrett Excavating, y'all bought recently up there?
That's right. So a couple of years ago, I joined, I guess about a year and a half ago, joined the Garrett X team as part owner, and we've been in Central Arkansas since 1950, third generation company. And Grant and I were friends for a number of years prior to.
Because he's a Hot Springs guy too.
He is.
Yeah.
And our families were friends, went on vacations together, just really did life together.
Yeah.
And we had the opportunity to join up and be business partners. And so in Central Arkansas, we've been a major staple as Garrett Excavating. And right after we joined up as business partners, probably 6 months after we joined as business partners, we had the opportunity to acquire a company in Northwest Arkansas called DECO Contractors and Paving, who was a family business. The son and I were good friends, and he continues to be a business partner for us today. So it's been quite the journey in a very short period of time, but God's been really good to us.
How long did you live in Northwest just in the last couple of years?
I've lived there the last couple of years. Prior to that, we were in the Bryant area for about 5 years, and then prior to that, we were in the Hot Springs area.
And now you've moved back to Camelot. You now live back, are you in Saline or are you in Garland County?
We have a home in Central Arkansas, and then we have a home in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah.
So we kind of float back and forth.
Now, Northwest Arkansas, of course, you had a great preacher here. That was me.
Right. Yeah.
When y'all attended here before you moved to Northwest, but now you also have a friend up there that pastors a church. What's the name of that church?
It's called The House.
The House.
And it's in Rogers. Actually serve on the board there as well. And he's a phenomenal guy, Stephen Sexton, and it has grown the ministry substantially. If you're in Northwest Arkansas, it's a great church to be a part of. And it's a close second to Family Church.
Now, I interrupted you a while ago, and you said you and Amanda have been married. I appreciate what you just said there. I'll give you something after the program. Y'all have been married how many years?
22 years.
I want to go back because I kind of interrupted that and talked on top of that and want people to know. 1 minute. What role has faith played in your life up to this point? Because we've already heard you moved to a Christian school in junior high, met your now wife when y'all were teenagers, been married 22 years, and you're on the board at a church in Northwest Arkansas, and you're on the advisory board of Second Chance Youth Ranch. So faith must play a vital part. And you got now only 50 seconds
and that's
to answer
a tough
that
question in 50 seconds.
We'll come back to that after the break.
So here's what I would tell you is that faith in Christ has made me who I am.
Yeah.
And it has defined me as an individual. And it is a part of everything that we do. It's a part of everything we do at Garrett X. It's a part of everything that I do in my personal life. My relationship with Christ, I end every prayer with my family that I realize that with Christ, I can do everything, and without Christ, I am nothing.
And that is a fact, Jack. That's what they say. I think it's on that Duck Commander.
That's
Duck
exactly
Dynasty.
right.
That's a fact, Jack. Life is not really living until you meet Jesus Christ. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Sean and pick right up about what it means to be a man of faith.
A mission field around you is filled with young hearts needing a forever family. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, our team is committed to providing healthy, stable, loving homes and families to hurting children in the Arkansas foster care system and those up for adoption. Please contact us if you feel the tug at your heart to help foster or adopt, and find out the steps you could take to help fulfill a child's lifelong dream. Maybe you can't foster or adopt, but you could help. The need for thousands of children in the system is staggering. But with the help of faithful partners and business alliances, we are meeting those needs right now. Would you help us make a difference? Every gift, regardless of size, impacts a child's life directly and helps provide for a home in the gap right now. Visit the Second Chance Youth Ranch website at 2CYR.org to read more, watch the stories, and to make a contribution for a hurting child's care. Monthly partners are needed, so please contact us right away. And as you partner with this ministry, you are partnering with the Heavenly Father that has promised to be Father to the fatherless. God bless you for helping Second Chance Youth Ranch.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, our special guest is Sean Okeane, personal friend of mine, a friend of the ranch, friend of foster care, and an advisory board member for Second Chance Ranch. Sean and I have known each other since I was this tall.
Yeah.
That's not very long. I've been this tall for most of my adult life. Sean, tell me, in our last segment, we were a little bit rushed, but you mentioned that faith in Jesus Christ has had really a monumental impact in your life. Now, tell me, how does your faith impact your professional life down at Garrett Excavating? Now, those that watch from Hot Springs, they all know Garrett from Hot Springs.
Sure.
If you're coming in on I-30 East, Garrett
Right.
Excavating is now on the right-hand side, right after the 70 junction. And y'all are continuing to expand. A lot of business up in North Little Rock.
Right.
But I think a lot of people see businesses and maybe they never think, what role does faith or lack of faith play in how a business is run and the values of that business and the individuals that run the business? What role does that play?
You know, I think it's pretty remarkable when you have a true faith-based business versus when you don't.
Yeah.
And the primary difference in the focus of a faith-based organization, in my opinion, is you love and care about people. And so one of the things that we've tried to really focus on from a Garrett Excavating standpoint is generating a strong culture that loves and cares about people. See, my belief is this, is that if you say you love Christ, then you have to say you love people.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what Christ called us to do. And so, and a lot of people say, well, yeah, we love people, but they don't necessarily demonstrate that they love people.
So how do you and Grant and Garrett Excavating and that whole team, how do y'all demonstrate that? Because the Word of God says you can't say you love God and hate people.
That's right.
By this shall all men know you're my disciples, that you have loved one for another. The greatest of these is love. Love God, love people with everything. So y'all demonstrate that. Now, a lot of people see the trucks and the tractors and the bulldozers and the track hoes. It probably never registers that has anything to do with loving people. It's more about moving dirt and making money.
Well, so
Clarify that.
you know, one thing that Grant and I share in common is we want to leave a lasting legacy, and our executive team as a whole. And that requires us to move the hearts and minds of people. So, you know, one of the things we often talk about internally is profit for a purpose. Why has God given us all this?
Yeah.
And what are we doing with it?
Sounds like the ministry.
Well, it is a ministry.
It is the ministry,
right?
yeah.
I mean, in business, if you're in leadership, you are in the ministry. You're just in a different form of it. You may not be preaching from a pulpit, but it doesn't mean that you don't live it every day.
Yeah, Sir Francis of Assisi said this, preach the gospel at all times.
That's right.
Use words when absolutely necessary.
That's exactly
In
right.
other words, if your life isn't backed by the Word and the Word doesn't back how you live, there's a disconnect there.
That's exactly right. You know, I'm a believer that that at the end of the day, we're only as good as the legacy we leave.
Absolutely.
And so our goal every single day is to leave a lasting legacy. So how do we do that, and how do we separate ourselves as a company? And there's some key fundamental things that we do. One is we have a nonprofit foundation, and the number one purpose of that nonprofit is to help our employees in times of need. So, little girl has to go into the hospital. We help the family during that time. Employee's house burns down. We help them during that period of time. A variety of different reasons why we help employees. But you know, if you say you love people, then demonstrate that you love people. And then the second part of that foundation is that we want to help hurting and hungry children. You know, and that's really become our thematic goal with our foundation, is we want to help hungry and hurting kids across the state. This past year, we bought 400 Christmas gifts for children all over the state. And that's nothing that we are doing to bring about attention to us as an organization, to say, well, you know, this is a publicity piece, and it's really not. It's just, it's our hearts, you know, is that we want to help. We want to help people, and that's, you know, why we've been so involved with the ranch throughout the years. Is that our fundamental belief as an organization is that if we love people, God will bless our organization, and will bring us the profits that we need to be able to do more.
Yeah.
The reality is that we would be fine as a company, we would be fine as individuals, as owners, without more.
Yeah.
So why is God giving us more?
Well, he that's faithful in little is given much.
That's exactly right.
And to whom much is given, much is required. We got about a minute and a half, and we're going to pick up in the next segment as well. How did you make a connection with Second Chance Ranch, and when did you first go out there, and what was that experience like?
So the connection with Second Chance Ranch really was through you, right? Started coming to family church and met you and met your wife, and you guys took us on a tour in our Sunday school class on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that moment because my wife and I were there and didn't really know what to expect and was just truly overwhelmed with the experience. And I'll tell you the quick story is there was a little girl that walked with us the whole time. And she kept saying to my wife, "You got to come see my room. You got to come see my room." And she just holding her hand, "You got to come see my room." And we thought, well, she's got a little toy she wants to show us, or things that our children that would want to show.
Yeah.
Someone who came to our house. And we went into the girl's house and we went upstairs, and she said, look, I've got new sheets.
Wow.
And that was a moment where I just started to cry.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming to me, her gratitude towards something so little.
Yeah, you're on the property looking at buildings, which is the Old West, and what touched you was a little girl who had new sheets. Mm-hmm. That's why you need to be involved in Second Chance Youth Ranch. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
My name is Ben. I am 15 years old. I like to play games. Fortnite, Call of Duty, stuff like that. When I grow up, I want to be a firefighter, EMS, or a police officer. I just finished 7th grade. I like math, and I like the computers. I wanted to be adopted because I want a forever family. With my family, I would like to be me, go places, and have fun.
And what do you mean by be you?
I mean be myself, meaning be who I am and not other people.
So you want a family that'll just let you be yourself?
Mm-hmm.
If you could design a perfect family for you, what would that family be like?
They would be cool. They would have 2 to 3 4-wheelers. They would have dirt bikes. They would have a TV. Oh yeah, and they'll let me be a YouTuber.
Nice. What would you talk about on YouTube?
Fun, friendly stuff like make videos of puppets and stuff. Just like the person Jeffy.
Do you think your life would be different if you got adopted?
A lot.
How?
Because I would be with somebody that I wouldn't be with forever, not just for like that little moment of time. I just wanted a family. That's all.
All right, anything else you want to say?
Don't forget, stay golden.
Hey, welcome back. I know these brief breaks, these things that you're watching in between these segments are touching you. But if you weren't touched by that story that Sean just shared, when he first went out with Amanda to Second Chance Youth Ranch, and a little girl said, I want to show you my room, and then showed you her sheets. Look, I have brand new sheets. That I don't know how that can't touch the most hardened person.
That's right.
You know, the things we take for granted, and in our state, there are about 350 children waiting for adoptive families. There's thousands that are in foster care, give or take 4,500 currently. We got a call, I believe it was Friday night, from Garland County, and said, we have children that are on the couch here. It's almost 5 o'clock. Can y'all take them? Because if you can't, they will spend the night in the office. And 3 minutes from here, they went to our brand new foster home that Garrett Excavating and you as an advisory member have been a part of making that a miracle. And if I'm correct, didn't y'all just help with the new pavilion?
We did.
Because I signed a letter yesterday to y'all.
Yeah.
A new pavilion out there where our recreation and swimming pool and playground is. And that's on the actual property at the ranch. Here at the studio, we have 3 more houses right here on our campus, 2 minutes from where we're seated. And then we're getting ready to build a new one in Benton. They're signing the papers today to give us that city lot and raising up foster homes here, right here in the community. And Second Chance Ranch is a therapeutic foster care as well. So someone who says, I don't want to work at the ranch, I have my own home, I have a job, I'd love to take in a foster child. We can help you with that. So you guys have been very, very involved. You personally, your wife Amanda, and then Garrett and his family, and now your companies are very, very involved. And in a future show, I'm going to have Grant on and get to hear his story of how he connected with the ranch. And then you guys at the time were not business partners.
That's correct.
And now you are.
That's right.
So why should any person watching, any church group, pastor, elder, leader, Sunday school teacher, civic group, why should they consider making a mission of foster care through Second Chance Youth Ranch?
Well, number one is I think it's always a noble cause to help children.
Yeah.
To help people who can't help themselves. But, you know, the thing that was overwhelming to me after my first visit with the ranch is I met Billy, Rachel, met yourself, is the company that I was with at the time was involved in several different foster care organizations. And while they provided clothing and food and all of those worthy causes, the thing that was remarkable to me about the ranch that makes the ranch unique, and I only know of a couple of other organizations that are similar, is the goal was to change their lives.
That's it. Yeah, that's
right?
exactly it.
And that was the thing that was so inspiring to me, is to see those kids calling Billy and Rachel mom and dad. To see them have stability for the first time, to have self-worth, to have love for the first time.
Yeah.
And, you know, you hear those stories of, well, we had our first birthday party and the kid's 16 years old.
Yeah.
You know, my children, you know, the first 3 years of their lives, we had 6-month birthday parties, I think, right? And so, you know, it's just you know, to see that, and to see that for my children, for my children to have a glimpse of that life.
Yeah, that's so important.
You know, to see how others live and allow them to have that servant leadership with these organizations as well has been powerful. But, you know, I would tell you as an organization, the thing that it's allowed us to do is it's allowed our employees to give. It's allowed them to be a part of it. We love that it's a faith-based organization. We love that it's making a difference in people's lives. And overall, we feel confident that our money is going to work to change the hearts and minds of children. And again, that's our vision statement, is to change the hearts and minds of people. Well, what better way to do it when they're young and they're broken?
Well, let's go back to those sheets, that little girl's sheets. If we're only given her sheets, if we're only feeding her and keeping her safe. That is so important.
That's right.
But we give her a chance to meet Jesus that changed your life, changed my life,
right.
and has, to this point, made us who we are. And I just like everybody to know, God is not done with us. I mean, I know we look perfect, but we're not.
Well,
He's not done
you
with
look
us.
perfect. I'm, you know.
We're works in progress. This
That's
is a
right.
journey of faith, and it doesn't end till He calls us home. But we give our children and our young people and our sibling groups, and it was a sibling group that came from us from Garland County. We have sibling groups of 3, 4, 5. We even have a couple of girls who have infants, and now they're with their siblings. One is actually still with another foster home and gets to come stay with her siblings because she has an infant and she's a teenager. What we've done here, I say we, let's make sure we understand who we is. It's not we, it's the Lord. He gets the glory. He gives us the mission. We get the blisters.
Sure.
Is we have a church. So they have a children's ministry, a youth ministry, college ministry, an adult ministry. And so they have the support of an individual local church and many churches around the state, and a private school for those who desire to come here. We scholarship them. And we've got loving counselors, caseworkers, people like you that support. We've got 45 seconds. What would you like to say to the folks as we close?
You know, I tell you that Second Chance Ranch is an absolutely wonderful organization to be a part of. I've been on the inside and the outside of this organization now for 5 years.
Yeah, at least.
6 years. Had the opportunity to speak at the banquets. I know you, I know Billy, I know Rachel inside and out. And what I can tell you is it's pure. It's real. You know, how many years have you been a part of the organization and never taken a dime?
Oh, of the ranch since 1999.
Yeah, which just shows you the heart of this organization of what its real purpose is. Because there's several of these organizations, and it's a business.
Yeah.
And that's not what the ranch is. It's everything's being reinvested and making a difference in the hearts and minds of these kids.
Second Chance Ranch is God's business. We've been entrusted with that. We take that extremely serious, and our staff does so much to make a difference in the lives of hurting kids. And so can you. Will you reach out and help us make a difference? And if you can't do something like visit, weed eat, paint a wall, take a kid's hand and go look at her room, then pray for us. And we'll see you next time right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Bye-bye.